All right, welcome back, everybody. It's RDB21. Appreciate everybody tuning in for another episode. Gonna give you a little bit of insight on some black experiences. We're gonna go back to a little bit of our original format today. So just bear with me today. But before we get into the what we're gonna talk about in our topic, I'm just gonna give a little shout out to our sponsor. All right. This episode of RDB21 is brought to you by our very first and official sponsor, Ohio Wholesale Auto Sales LLC. Looking for a new ride, whether you've got good, bad, or no credit at all, Ohio Wholesale Auto Sales has you covered with guaranteed approval and down payment starting as low as $1,000. Don't wait. Drive off today. Visit them at 3871 East Livingston Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, or apply online at OWAUTOSALES.com. Big shout out to Ohio Wholesale Auto Sales for believing in RDB21 Podcast and supporting us. I really appreciate them. We're going to get into today's topic. I just want to introduce, really, this is basically going to be a little summarize about what's been going on with some of our top athletes, really, that's really leading the market in marketing. They're some of the biggest athletes in football right now. It's mostly football, and we're going to be talking about what's been going on with Shedeur Sanders and with Micah Parsons. I want to kind of introduce basically a book that I had read a few years ago, where it kind of is kind of an inspiration to me for this podcast, because it kind of it changed my thought process about how I looked at sports and what it's really all about, and just how they go about things in sports and things like that. So the book that I'm really I want you guys, everybody, if you can, go out and get this book. It's a great book. It's I just listened to it on the audio book again, probably last week, just to kind of refresh up on it, because I just wanted to hear it again so I could make sure I could give y'all some good details about what was really going on in the book, and what's the book all about, and why I think it's really important. Well, first off, the name of the book is called $40 Million Slaves: The Rise, Fall, and Redemption of the Black Athlete. It's by William C. Rhoden. He's a black author. I used to see William Rhoden on sports reporters on ESPN in the mornings. That was how I first got introduced to him. I didn't really know he was an author or anything like that. So I just wanted to make sure that, I just wanted to just basically, I never knew that he was writing books and things like that. So when I actually read this book, I'll just give you a little overview of what it is. Basically, William Rhoden explores the complex evolution of black athletes in the U.S., from slaves on the plantation to elite figures in modern professional sports, yet still often without true authority or agency. He argues that though these athletes earn extraordinary sums, the structures of power and control remain deeply skewed in favor of predominantly white institutions. This metaphorical transformation from real plantations to today's sports programs is central to this thesis. So that's basically the little overview of what the book is about, and so that's kind of just telling you like the basic premise on what it is. He goes all the way back, really, to the 1800s. I want to say it was the 1700s, actually, when he was talking about there was a boxer who was a major figure in boxing. I have to pull up his name, but the book, man, it goes in depth with black athletes all the way back to the slave times, and it really translates to what's going on today. Basically, what I was trying to say about with what's happening with Micah Parsons. Everybody kind of knows. I don't know if you've seen what's happening. Micah Parsons just recently, he signed a big contract with the Green Bay Packers, but originally he was a Dallas Cowboy. There was a big. This whole summer has basically been a big back and forth between Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, who, if you know about the Cowboys, you know Jerry Jones, who he is. He's basically the face of the Cowboys, and not the players. It's the owner. So Jerry Jones, he basically didn't want to give Micah Parsons the contract that he wanted. So they were going back and forth all summer, basically, trying to figure out how they were going to work this out. And basically, everybody thought that Micah Parsons was going to maybe sit out a game and eventually he was going to sign and come back and play. But, just last week, the Cowboys, they traded him to the Green Bay Packers. So now Micah Parsons he's a Green Bay Packer. But basically, like with Micah Parsons and how he correlates to what was going on with $40 million and $40 million slave is, with players. And today, we think that because they make a lot of money that, they're free, basically. We think they're free. We think they can do whatever they want and, they got power and all those type of things. But yet there's very little to any black owners in the NFL and in any sports. But I just so basically with Micah Parsons from the $40 million slave, what it analyzed on there, it talked about how elite athletes meet institutional frustrations. Basically, even if you're an elite athlete, they'll take care of you, but when you start demanding things and start wanting things, they'll let you know who's really has the power. And so that's basically what was going on between him and Jerry Jones. They basically let him know, like, okay, you're a big star. You think you're the best defensive player and you're this and you're that, which we think he is. We think Micah Parsons is, we think he's big time. Like, we love him, which we should. He's a good athlete. He's a great player. So, what he was asking for wasn't unreasonable. I don't think so. So, I mean, everybody's going back and forth about it. And just like right now, in the aftermath of him getting a contract, it's still a lot of talk about him that's really kind of negative, coming from black people, where I heard a black person say that I'm with Jerry Jones. Like, I understand. He's like, Micah Parsons don't deserve that money. Like, we can do something else with that money. I thought that was insane, listening to a black man say that about another black man. Like, I know this is sports, but I really don't. That's another reason why when I talk about athletes and things like that, I don't like to talk about money. I don't like to talk about their money because, I mean, me personally, I think they on a plantation. I think I think they $40 million slaves. So I don't talk about their money. I don't care how much money they got. Because just like with this situation, like all the power we thought Micah Parsons had, he's popular. He got podcasts. He's making a lot of money already. He has his, we think he's doing his own thing and all that, and which he is. But when it really came down to it, like, he didn't have any power when it came to that. And it's crazy for me when you listen to the people, the commentators talk about it. I mean, I feel like it's racist, but I mean, I guess that's just how they say, but that's how it is. Cause I just want y'all listen to the white commentators when they talk about this situation, how, we go back and forth with it and they'll talk about it and they basically tell you how they feel, how he shouldn't get the money. And then they'll have a black commentator come back and we'll disagree with them, but then we'll come back and eventually, we'll come to an agreement with them some kind of way, even though they didn't stay strong on their stance. But we always compromise with them, man, and oh, well, yeah, maybe. That's what I'm talking about when we get to talking about their money. Like, that's how they have skewed us to feel like money is everything. Like, money is freedom, which money is great, man. We all need it. We need it to survive, but it's a way to control people too. So that's something that they have done to us. They are controlling us with it. And I feel like this situation it just made me think about this book so much. Like, what Micah Parsons had done. Like, I mean, the Cowboys, they're not good. Micah Parsons is like the reason why everybody goes to watch them play, because he's the top draw. You want to go see good players play. I mean, that's why good teams, even when you're not good, I mean, they talk about all these players who haven't won championships and things like that. I really don't care about that either, man. Like some of my favorite players, NBA players especially, like some of my favorite players, they never won championships. Iverson, Carmelo, and I love them. Like they some of my favorite players. Like even with KD, the way they talk about KD, like decisions that players make. When players make their own, when we think that they are doing something that when they do make decisions on their own, just like with KD, we get mad at them. And even with LeBron when he left, I'm a victim of that too. Like that was a learning experience for me right there too. Just seeing what happened with that. Like we think these players are free, but they're really not. I mean, they do what they allow them to do. So Micah Parsons, he got paid, he got his money. So I mean, he got what he wanted in the long run. So I guess it worked out for him. So I'm happy for him, man, for sure, man. He's able to take care of his family. So I'm not saying for anybody not to. I mean, this is why it's kind of hard because this is how they control us through money. And I feel like Micah Parsons is a perfect example of that. He doesn't have any power. I mean, he's the help. And that's how Jerry Jones treated him, like he was the help. So when he started acting like he wanted to do what he wanted to do, we didn't think he was going to do it. I didn't think Jerry Jones was going to trade him neither, man. But because it's the first time that really happened, because there's a lot of players for Dallas. This is what they all be doing. All the black players too, if you think about it. And that's another thing too. When I talk about, when I want everybody to start paying attention to all these athletes, all these black athletes. They're the best players, all of them. Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, all those guys. Like Lamar Jackson, look at his situation. He went through a similar situation like Micah Parsons with his contract. Like it went for a couple years where they was going back and forth. They started talking about his mom being his agent. Like they'll throw everything out there to smear you, but I mean, why did he have to ask for anything? Trevor Lawrence did. I said I don't like talking about them, but I'm just gonna give a comparison with them. But this is what with the white players, they don't have to ask for money. They just give it to him. He didn't even have to ask for a contract. They gave him the biggest contract ever at the time. I mean, and he don't deserve any of it. He hasn't lived up to none of it. They've been trying to crown him since the day he came in. I mean, Lamar Jackson has literally been, he hasn't won championships, and that's what I'm talking about with championships too. They got us mesmerized with this championship stuff. Like we diminish our own players because they haven't won championships. I don't care about that, man. Like when I see a good player, like man, that dude, these guys are special, man. Like they're talented. So I mean, just because they didn't win a championship, it's a lot of times we don't understand what's going on in the background and why these guys never won. I mean, you have to be in the right situation. So if you ever pay attention to how a lot of these players, when they go to certain teams, like they are put into bad situations, really basically set up to fail. So just like I said, just pay attention to how they treat us, man, and how when it comes time for us to actually get a contract that we shouldn't even have to ask for, because we're the best at that, at what we do. When you're the best at your craft or whatever, you're supposed to be the highest paid. You should be, or you should be well compensated. So that's just like doctors, the top doctors and the top surgeons, they're well compensated. They're not all, they don't go, they might not be the top ones, but they're well compensated. So we always have to go and ask and beg. And it's sad to me. And football is a perfect example of that. Like, I feel like football, that's another reason why I really don't like football that much no more. All these sports are the same. So I'm just going, football to me is like, they are like almost like, they're just blatant with it to me. Like how, almost like the way we look at Donald Trump, even though I don't like saying that either, because I feel like Donald Trump is just the face of racism, basically. So that's what I be trying to say. Football is, they don't hide their racism. They basically, if you paying attention, like they let you know this is what it is. This is why I don't root for no teams anymore. I just root for the players because I feel like they all on plantations. Every football team, every sports team, to me, that's a plantation. Just like when I go to work, I'm a worker. I got a regular job. I'm a postal worker. Every day I go to work, I go to work. I'm going to the plantation. That's how I look at it. I might be wrong for that, but that's how I see it. And I know there's people out here like, oh, I work for myself and I do it. Yeah, okay, I understand. Everybody has their own thing, but I mean, we on the plantation. I know when I go, it's the same system, and they all run the same way. Every job is ran basically. It has a plantation format. Everyone. Sports is really almost like the uh, prototypical plantation. Um, I don't know. Just show you how the whole economy works. Basically, how they measure you and test you and look at your body and all that. Like sports are a perfect example of that. That was the auction block. That's what they did at the auction block. They measured you up, checked you out, seen if you was in good shape. Could you push that hoe or couldn't you? But I just want us to just, man, we stop talking about these players' money, man, because it don't matter how much money they make. They on the plantation and they just trying to survive. So I understand why Micah Parsons did what he did. I'm glad he stood up for himself. So I'm not trying to down Micah Parsons in no way. So I hope nobody thinks that. So don't think that I'm trying to down him because I respect him, man, because he stood up for what he believed in when a lot of people don't do that. So I commend him for that. You have to stand up for yourself, man. He showed a lot of black self-respect by doing that. So I commend him, and I'm a cheer him on, and I wish him success. They've been coming out with different things saying that they were trying to almost trying to smear him. I don't know if this is true, but that's some stuff I shouldn't even. I'm not even gonna repeat. There's some stuff I seen on Instagram, so I haven't even heard a real report about it. But I hope Micah Parsons, man, I hope he's successful in Green Bay, and you know, they said he bought his mom a house. He retired her. He got what he wanted to do. So he was able to accomplish something that a lot of us have never done. So I appreciate him for standing up for himself and, you know, just letting Jerry Jones know, man, like, I don't agree with what you're doing to me. And I'm gonna stand up for myself. So we always got to stand for something. And he did. So I appreciate him for doing that. I'm gonna kind of transition off. I'm gonna talk about what's happening with Shedeur Sanders, the son of Deion Sanders. I know a lot of people probably. Me personally, I would say Shaduer, if they would actually let him play, and if he was the starting quarterback, if he would have been the number one pick, like he would, or top 5 pick, like he was supposed to be, he would be the face of the NFL. He really is almost now. Like, he is the star. There's no bigger star than Shaduer in the NFL. And I don't know why they're doing him the way they're doing him. I mean, I know why. He's a black man, and it's a lot of reasons. It's a lot of things. This is exposing a lot of things to me, and I just feel like Shaduer, man, he can actually play. He's not a bad player. I just what they did as far as him going in the draft, starting with the draft. All right, we're gonna start with the draft and what happened at the draft. Okay, Shedeur Sanders. He wasn't. No, he didn't. He didn't. He wasn't a finalist for the Heisman. I want to say he might have been a Heisman finalist. I can't remember if he was in the top 5 or not. But he was a top player in college football last year. He had Travis Hunter with him, was another great player. But Shaduer alone by itself is a good. When I watch Shaduer, I was critiquing. I was kind of like, man, like I was thinking the same thing like everybody else. And a lot of people always tell me they get mad at me because they always say I'm bad. I'm hard on the white quarterbacks because I don't like none of them. But when I see one of us and I see that we good, I'm with it. It's just like Mike Vick, all the great black quarterbacks that have came up. Like when they're good, man, you can see it. You can see that they're good. You can see the talent that they have. And it's a reason why we be attracted to them because it's just what we do. We are attracted to each other. We love and we feed off of a great talent. When we see a good talent, we gonna praise them and we gonna follow them and try to push them and let them know like, man, you good, you the best. So that's how I feel about Shaduer. Like when I started watching him at Colorado, because I seen a little bit of him at Jackson State, and just like everybody else, I'm like, all right, that's Jackson State. We don't know how good he really is. So he got to Colorado, man, and he got to be on TV, and we got to really see him and get to watch him. And man, from what I seen, man, Shaduer, he could throw, he can make every pass. Like I never seen he could. He was great to me, man. Like it surprised me, really, man. That's another reason why that's why I feel like that's why I'm like, he's great, man, because every time I doubt him and think that, I'm like, he ain't that good. He do something, I'm like, oh man, okay. He's good. And that's the sign of that's a great player. That's a sign of a great player, man. But with this situation, like I said, he had a great 2 years at Colorado. He came out. So Cam Ward was the quarterback at Miami, which was another black quarterback. So they kind of pitted them against each other as being the top two quarterbacks. That's what I thought they were doing. But when it came down to the draft, Cam Ward eventually became the number one pick. He's a black quarterback, and I like Cam Ward, so I don't got nothing. I'm not against Cam Ward, but Cam Ward got a great story too. So I'm not trying to take nothing away from him and none of his accolades. I'm wishing him the best. I like his game too. I've watched him play, and he impresses me too with his game. He's solid. So I wish him well. I'm not as big of a fan of him as I am of a Shaduer, but I do like Cam Ward. So I'm just trying to. This is where I'm trying to let you see just the allure of Shaduer. Like, you see how he is and just how we are, like I said, me, myself, just like everybody else, we just attracted to him. So once the draft came, I was thinking, all right, they kept saying that he wasn't going to make it. He wasn't going to be a top pick. So I'm like, all right, he ain't going to fall too far. So he didn't get picked eventually until the 5th round by the Cleveland Browns, which was, I don't know what it was. We all seen it, but me, in my opinion, I feel like they use Shaduer. They know that they know he's popular. They know he is a draw. They used him and they abused him. That's my opinion about it. Like, they used him to get ratings for the NFL draft, which was probably one of their highest. They made everybody basically sit for the whole 2 days and watch to see if he was going to get picked. I don't think that was a coincidence that they did that. I mean, every commentator, they was talking about him on ESPN. They was talking about him throughout the draft the whole time. Like, so it wasn't like they told him like, oh, don't say anything about it. They told him to talk about him because everybody's like, what's going on? So, I mean, we've been hearing all the speculation about what happened after the draft. They trying to say that the teams colluded together, and which I do believe that is what happened. They're even trying to say that, Jim Haslam, the Cleveland Browns owner, he didn't even want Shaduer. So, with that being said, it's almost like, why did they even do it? So that's why it's like, this is another situation where $40 million slave is, they basically letting him know who has the power. Like, we can control your whole career. We can make it or we can break it. And like that's what I said. I don't know if I'm just getting old and and I just believe in conspiracies or whatever more and more. But man, these two situations right here is just stand out to me so much. Like I'm like, man, like they are really like they're really just throwing this up in our face, man, and just letting us know like this is what it is. Like either you gonna get down or lay down. And Shaduer, he been playing cool. He hasn't said anything that he wasn't supposed to say. He's been doing everything he's supposed to do. But I just feel like this is another situation too where it's like, they know football, this is where football is another reason why I say football is like the plantation, because there is no other play. NBA players, if they're not good, they can go play overseas. There's some other little outlets for them to go play. They don't necessarily have to go to the NBA. In the NFL, you don't have nowhere else to go, really. I mean, there's these other little leagues that they got out here, this XFL stuff or whatever. I mean, I guess that's okay. But I don't know. I mean, I guess there are some former NFL players that's playing, but I can't name one XFL player. The NFL is really it as far as professional football. So I feel like this is they are showing Shaduer, they're showing Dion, and I feel like they are punishing Dion. This is a punishment for Dion. I feel like because of just the way he has been his whole career. He's always been, we always felt like, we felt like he has done what he wants to do. That's what we thought. That's what we think. And it's like they are basically, that's how I feel like they're telling us like, hey, y'all think this man is free? Like, we're going to show y'all what free is and how we can control everything. Like, they started, they compare Shaduer to, I mean, all the fathers that are out here trying to help their kids get to the level that they got to the professional level, just like Bronny. They're comparing, like, I really think, I'm not trying to down Bronny or nothing like that, but I think those are two different situations. And just like with Bronny, the more that I see how this happens, what's going on with Shaduer, it's made me understand more why LeBron went about it the way he did. And why we have to take control of our kids' lives and sports. We have to, if we want them to get to the next level and become professionals, the way that LeBron and the way that Dion are handling this, like, we need to pay attention to this, because they've been there. That they're doing this, the things that they're doing it for a reason, because they know how it works. They know how they operate. And that's another reason why I feel like the NFL is punishing Shaduer, because they know that Dion knows the system and he knows how they operate and what they do to players, especially black players like his son. And he's put him in a position to be successful financially. So financial wise, Shaduer really don't have anything to worry about. But if he ever wants to become a superstar or become a great NFL player, to be known like I believe that's why he's been playing all these years and what he's been working to get to. They're basically trying to control how he gets to that path. And like I said, they're showing you that who has the power? They do. They have the power. They have the power to control when he plays, how much he plays, if he plays. Shaduer, man, I feel bad for him, man, because this is tough, man. It's tough for him, I'm sure. Just every day he has to deal with this. There's always something every time they play, just like in this preseason game. The first preseason game he came out there and, we seen, if everybody knows what happened during his first preseason game, he came out and, Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel, nobody was available to play but Shaduer. So, he went out there and he did what he had to do. He put on a performance. At an away stadium, this dude had the whole stadium rocking. The whole stadium. at an away game. They weren't in Cleveland. They were in North Carolina. You would have thought they was in Cleveland, man. Like he had the whole stadium rocking. Like that's just show you just. That's why I told you, like, man, this kid, man, he's special, man. I love watching Shaduer play, man. He's good, man. He's exciting. He can play. He knows how to play football, and that's the things that I appreciate about him, man. Like it ain't just that he's a good player. Like you can see that Dion has primed him, has basically he's groomed him for this. No, he's groomed him for all this. So this is what he was built to do. This is what he been grooming him for since he was a little kid. And this is the finished product of it. And from what I see, man, he's solid, man. He knows how to talk to the media. He don't get too overly excited. He know how to control his emotions, and that's the sign of a great man, sign of a great leader. So, I mean, that's why I said, man, I commend Dion, man, for everything he's done with Shaduer, man, because he's dealing with a lot. Like everywhere he goes, man, he's he's a superstar. So, like I said, if you seen what happened, he played good in the first game. So the second preseason game that he didn't play in the second game. He set out. The third and final preseason game, he gets in. They play Dylan Gabriel. They let them play. He comes in the second half and plays, and he only comes in for a few minutes. He doesn't play well. And from what we seen, you know, this is another example where I always be trying to tell people, like, man, when you see somebody fail sometimes, especially in sports or in life too, this is life too. This can happen at your job. This can happen anywhere. Like people put you in positions to fail sometimes, man, and you don't even know it. And you just go out there and you trying to do your best, but you know, it's really nothing you can do about it. And I feel like that's what happened to Shaduer in that last preseason game. They put him out there with some players who weren't even going to be playing in the NFL. The whole line, they ended up getting cut the next day. I mean, they set him up for failure, basically. And then when it came, you know, he had played bad, there's 2 minutes left in the game. All right, it's a preseason game. It's 2 minutes left. I mean, don't nobody even really care if you win the game or not, really. I mean, you do want to see the team get something positive going. So, yeah, he gets pulled out of this game by the coach. So he was like, I want to say he was 1 for 6 passing. He got sacked I don't know the exact amount of times he got sacked, but he got sacked a lot of times. He lost 23 yards on one play where he was running around, scrambling. He got sacked. So they talked about how he was just out there just looking lost and stuff like that. But if you already know, once again, Shaduer ain't stupid. He know that the guys that's in front of him, he knew that was, once again, when you set up for failure, you start doing things that you shouldn't be doing. And that's basically what happened to him. He was out there running around because he knew his line was bad. So he's making bad decisions passing because he knew his line was bad. Because that's him knowing the game. He knows the game. It's not like he don't understand what's happening. He went out there and it went bad for him. But when you get set up for failure, like, there's really nothing you can do about it. Like, so they pull him out with 2 minutes. They don't let him finish. That's another example. Like, why wouldn't you let me finish this game? But once again, this is the plantation. They tell you what you can do and what you can't do. So they didn't let him finish. And the other quarterback, Huntley, he ended up coming in and they ended up driving down. They ended up winning the game. That was the last preseason game. So, you know, the final cuts was coming in the next couple of days. So enough cuts come. Huntley, he got cut. They didn't even keep Huntley. But they put him in to run a 2-minute drill that they could have put in their rookie who they're trying to mold and trying to see where he is and just see if he can handle the situation. You're going to pull him out for somebody that you're not even going to have on your team. I mean, that's what I'm saying right there. Like, they don't want Shaduer to succeed, man. They doing everything they can for him to fail. It's going to be hard. And that's why I feel bad for him, and I'm always gonna root for him, man. But this situation, man, it's a bad situation. Because mentally, just think about mentally what this does to you. When you gotta go to work every day and you know that they trying to fire you every day you go to work, and they trying to fire you. You mentally, you're gonna be all over the place. So I mean, that's basically what he's dealing with. Every day he going to work, he know they trying to get rid of him, man. They want him to do something. They want him to go out here and do something stupid, get arrested, do something that they can, anything, so they can get rid of him and say, look, I told you. But I mean, who wouldn't want somebody whose father was one of the best players ever? He's been a head coach. He coached him. He knows what it takes to be elite. He knows the work and the dedication that you have to put to it. I mean, that's basically what all these sports are now. They're basically breeding all these athletes. That's what they want. Everybody in the NFL right now, like a lot of them, just like all these sports right now, this is another thing when I can go back to this plantation. How it's become a breeding system. They're breeding athletes because all the athletes that are coming up, they're like I said, it's the kids. It's the kids of the former athletes. They're the ones who are being highlighted a lot now. We're seeing it like I said, with Bronny, with Shaduer. I mean, they're abusing them in certain ways, but I mean, they're a part of the system. Shaduer made Colorado a lot of money. He's making Cleveland a lot of money. This man is the third string quarterback. He got the highest selling jersey. And they're like, everybody's like, they want this man to play so bad. Everybody wants him to play. So that's another reason why too. I feel like, man, they're going to use Shaduer this whole year. Because if Cleveland isn't good, every game that happens, everybody's going to say, oh, man, even if they win, if Joe Flacco or the quarterbacks are playing bad, everybody, every week, this is how they're going to get everybody to come. Oh, maybe Shaduer is going to play this week. Because that's how Cleveland is. They want Shaduer to play. I know the black people in Cleveland, they love Shaduer. You see when Shaduer, he's been going to the high schools and, man, them kids, they love him. He's the biggest star on the team. The man who don't even play. He's not even going to play. And Cleveland is going to make so much money just from having him on their team. I don't, if that's, once again, like, what is that? I mean, we think that it's just, he got to wait his turn. And, I feel like we start talking this, I don't know, man, what it is, but I don't like it, man. When we start talking this TV talk, that's what I call it. Like all these TV commentators like, oh yeah, he has to wait his turn. And like, man, what y'all talking about? Like, is he good enough or not? If he is, man, let him play. Every time they show him, they've been showing him in practice, like he looks like the best player on the team. But we sitting here talking about, oh man, maybe he needs time. He needs some work. Like I said, that last preseason game, they set him up for failure. So now that put some doubt in our minds. Like, oh man, maybe he do need to sit. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like I wish we would see how this is how they can control this, man. How they can control us. They're controlling every aspect of his career, man, right now. His dad can't help him no more. Now he by himself. He in the professionals. So they gonna his dad don't got no affiliation to Cleveland. He still got to coach Colorado. So all he's just a dad. Now Deion is really a dad now. If you see how he is like operating, like he knows it. He knows there's nothing he can do. They ain't been complaining. They ain't been talking about the league. They know. Because if they do, man, it could be over. He could be Colin Kaepernick. We think that that's not possible, but it could. It's possible. I mean, I didn't even think this was possible the way that they doing Shaduer right now, man. I didn't think they would do him like this, man. Like, cause he's good, man. Like I said, he should be playing. I want to see him play. And I told y'all, I don't even like watching football really no more. But when he went to Colorado, I started watching football again because I wanted to see him. Like, that's the draw. That's what I'm trying to tell you, the draw that he has. I had stopped watching football. I really wasn't even watching football no more. I was telling everybody, I don't even watch football no more. I don't watch football no more. Like, I really did stop. I wasn't really watching. But when they went to Colorado, I'm like, man, I gotta check them out. So I started watching. I started watching them play. Like, I would say that Shaduer is the reason why I started watching football again. That's why I give him. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, this man has, I don't know, his aura, man, and just what his marketability is powerful. And the NFL is using it in a way that's so detrimental to him, man. I just hate to see it, man, because he's supposed to be a superstar, if that means anything. Megastar, whatever you want to call it. That's what he is. He had his own clothing line. Like, that stuff sells out, man. He can't keep none of that stuff. I tried to buy some of it. Because I try to support whenever you see me, I try to wear stuff. I try to support our stuff. I try to support our clothing lines. That's what when I come on here, I try to wear our stuff. I wear Nike stuff. I wear Nikes. But when we come out with our shirts and things like that, I try to support them. I tried to get a Shaduer shirt. I couldn't get one. It was sold out. I was too late for that. Like, man, he is a marketer's dream. Like, I don't understand why they don't want to market him. Why they don't want to put him out here? What am I know why they don't want to, but I mean, I feel like that's another thing too. Like, with white supremacy that we don't understand. Like, we think that it's all about the money and all that. Like, it is some parts like that comes with it, but man, how much more money could they make if they would put him out here? They could make so much money with Shaduer, but they don't care about that, man. They really don't. They don't care about them jersey sales. They knew that was gonna come. They knew that was gonna come with it. They knew that was gonna happen. They don't even care about that stuff. Just like Jerry Jones, man. He ain't care. Micah Parsons was out here complaining, talking about, oh, pay me. He don't care. They don't care about what we talking about, man. They just care about what they care about controlling us, man. And they got control. Like I said, this book, man, please, if you don't do nothing, if you don't like what I'm talking about, go get this book. Please go get this book, man. It's a great book, man. Like I said, Shaduer, man, I hope that he does get an opportunity to play, because that's what everybody's expecting. Everybody thinks that he's gonna eventually play and all that, and I do somewhat think that he is. But I mean, who knows, man? Who knows what their real goal is and what's their real motives behind all of it? Because, man, it's just like, why wouldn't you put this man out here? Why wouldn't you? His dad had his dad is still, his shoes are being like the top selling shoe. I mean, the NFL, they don't have players that have shoes or anything like that, really. Deion was one. Like, you don't really hear NFL players talking about they have shoes. Shaduer wouldn't have been able to do that. He wouldn't have been able to do stuff like that. He would have his own shoe. He can have all that because that's a part of the marketing. Like, he can make so much money for these companies, but it's like, man, he has a contract with Nike. I'm sure they want to, do more with him. But I mean, all they gotta do is put him on a couple of things. I mean, they gonna help. He gonna sell whatever he put on. Nike is benefiting from it. They benefiting from his dad. They done brought his whole line of shoes back. Like, the NFL don't care about money. We keep talking about money. Like, man, they care about control, man. They care about keeping us where we supposed to be. And that's what they do to us. We thought Colin Kaepernick was going to come back and play. We keep talking about that. They keep talking about saying he's still working out. Like, man, I hope that's not what he's doing. I mean, if he is working out, I hope he's keeping himself in shape, but I hope he ain't trying to do it for this. Like, man, we got to worry about taking care of ourselves, man. Like, all these players in football, and with Shaduer too, man. Like, this is why I always was worried about him. When he was at Colorado, he got injured. He broke a bone in his back, I believe. Like, man, football is a sport, man, where you have to take care of yourself because it's going to hurt you. It can put you in a bad situation. So you have to make sure that you in a good financial state to where you can take care of your body. So Shaduer, man, hopefully he can overcome all these obstacles that he's dealing with and, move on from there. Like I said, Shaduer, man, we hoping the best for Shaduer. Hopefully everything work out for him, and just, like I said, his mental state, man, I'm worried about that with him, man, and how they just handling this whole situation. His brother just recently got cut. So I don't know if y'all know Shedeur Sanders. That's another part of this whole story, man. Like I said, this whole situation with the Sanders, period. Shedeur was a good player. He made one little mistake. He punched a guy during the preseason game. In the game, he got ejected. So the next day, they cut him. So he got cut. So now he came out and basically said that he's not even going to play football no more. He's going to start pursuing a career in modeling and basically going off into his next life and start, I guess, become a businessman now. So that right there, I'm like, I feel like this is a lot of times when you go to work and you be like, man, like, I feel like they want me to quit. They want me to quit. Like, that's what this situation is. Like, they wanted him to quit. That's how I feel. And that's what they want for Shaduer. They want him to quit. That's what they want. They want us all to quit, really. Like, they want to use us until but they really want us all. They want us to quit. They don't want us to make no money. They don't want us to be rich and be able to take care of our families. They want us to be out here. They want us to quit. So I thought that was a big thing. That was huge for me when that happened. I was kind of surprised that he actually did give it up, but in a way I am, and in a way I'm not, because we've seen this happen with some other kids that Snoop Dogg, his son, that's what he did. He didn't even go. He was a pretty good prep player in high school. He was going to go to college and play, but he ended up not even going to play. He gave it up. He didn't even go to college. I believe he went to college, but he became a model. So it's not the first time we've seen this happen from kids of celebrities or second generation. This is another thing too, where you got to look at it too. Like, I'm not mad at Shiloh. I'm glad this is where Deion being who he is, and him having some wealth and being able to put his kids in positions like they are in, like he's able to put them in a position where Shiloh can go and work for, I believe he might be an ambassador for Louis Vuitton or something like that. He's been a model for them before. So when you're wealthy, those are the type of places that you can get your kids into. So more power to him. I'm glad that he's able to go to that. He's able to explore that avenue. A lot of us don't have that option. So it's good that he's able to do that. So I'm not saying that him quitting is a bad thing, because he actually does have something else to do. So, and another thing too, like I've been trying to tell y'all, football it's killing us, man. So I'm kind of glad that he does have something else to do, and I'm glad he's not playing, because now he can preserve his brain, man, and use his brain to go off into his business and do what he can do and be successful and hopefully preserve his body and his health too. So that's something that we got to think about as far as that. Whenever football, anybody in football, whenever they quit in football, I really don't care because, like I said, I know it might be better for them that they do quit because it ain't something that you want to be doing for a long period of time in your life. Because these football players that's playing for 10, 15 years, the majority, all football players have CTE. It just depends on the severity of it. We're seeing the after effects of it from all these retired players. You know, some of them live on and get to live long lives and all that, which is good. But we're seeing a lot of these players. We're seeing the effects of what it's doing to them. So I don't have no issues with Shiloh going off and being a model. I wish him all the success. I hope he does well in that field and be great at it like his family has been and everything else they've done. So I hope Shiloh does well, whatever he does. But back to Shadur with the situation with him and him this playing out this season, man. I hope that I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with him. I don't know how they're gonna play him. I don't know when he's gonna get to play, if he's gonna play. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. So, I mean, just like everybody else, man, I want to see him play, man. I want him to get his opportunity. And like I said, this is our kids, man. They dream of this is supposedly this is their dreams. This is what they worked hard for. So he don't deserve to be getting treated like this. And I want us to understand, man, like this is how they tear us down and basically try to strip us, man, of all our integrity, man, and just take our motivation away, man. When somebody's just constantly basically not giving you an opportunity or just holding you back in some kind of way, man, that wears on you, man. It wears on you mentally. And once again, like I said, that's the part that I really worry about with Shadur, man. Just the mental side of all this. What's it doing to him, man, and how he's able to handle it. Like he's handled it well so far. He ain't spazzed out on nobody. He just been doing what he do and, answering things and saying everything the right way. So I hope he can continue to do that. But like I said, $40 million slave. Shadur didn't even get $40 million yet, so he's still trying to get to that point. We're going to see how this all plays out with him. Next little situation that I think is another example of a $40 million slave and, how other white competitors, how they treat black competitors when they're on the same playing field as them. If everybody knows recently what happened at the U.S. Open with Taylor Townsend, who was a black female tennis player. She was going up against Helena Ostapenko. She was defeated by Taylor Thompson, which was a pretty big upset. So when they got to the when the match was over, you know how tennis players, when the match is over, they come to the center of the net and say whatever. There was a big confrontation between these two where Ostapenko was, she was seen to be yelling and pointing her finger at Taylor Townsend. So everybody was going on and on about what was happening. So Taylor Townsend came out and told everybody basically what happened and what she had said. So what Ostapenko was saying to Taylor Townsend was, she was telling her, you're not educated, which basically was kind of like letting her know, like it was, somebody telling you not educated, she's talking down to her as a black person, which, white people have done over the years to us. They look down on us in certain things, in certain ways. So Taylor, she stood up to her. She let her know, she understands. She let the crowd know what was happening. So everybody got behind her, behind that situation. So Ostapenko came out and she came out and made a little statement. She really didn't apologize. She just made a statement and basically tried to just clear up what happened. So basically what this situation is, I feel like this is another example of, when we're out here playing, it don't matter, what we do or how good we are or whatever, they always going to look down on us, man. Like, she tried to make it a big deal about her saying, she didn't know the rules of the game because she didn't, when she hit the net, there was a net where she hit the net and the ball went over the net and the other girl, she couldn't hit it. So she lost the point. So supposedly some kind of way when that happens, the other player is supposed to gesture to the other player like, oh, my fault, man. That was luck or whatever, my bad. That was what she supposed to do, but she ain't do it. When she got the point, she, Taylor Thompson, she got happy. She got pumped up because she scored. So she didn't say anything. She just, pumped her fist and went back to doing what she was doing, which, she was caught up in the emotion of the game. She wasn't thinking about, telling her, oh, man, my fault. Like, she won the point. So basically, she trying to tell her that Austin Pinko was trying to basically make it seem like, she don't understand the rules of the game. Like, basically telling her like, this ain't her game. This is our game. Like, you don't even know the rules. Like, you ain't even supposed to be out here. That's what I got from it. So once again, like I said, man, when we get out here and we play these games, man, we thinking these players, these white players, they look down on us, man. Like, even we out here playing, like, when you look in the crowd, who is in the crowd? Like, and we think that racism is over and all this, and we think that, the white people, they like watching us play or whatever. Like, they cheer for us. Like, man, they do. We're entertainment, man. We've always been entertainment. Even back in the days when in the 20s and 30s in the movies, like, they had us in movies, but where were we? We were the maids. We were we were the joke, the butt of the joke. We was the ones that they was making fun of. Like, they've always used us. We've always been the entertainment, which we are still to this day. So that's something that I hope we understand that, man. I'm glad Taylor Thompson, I'm glad she stood up for herself. I'm glad she got some recognition. Cause I didn't know her. I didn't know who she was really. So I'm actually glad that she got her recognition because she's won Wimbledon. She's won a doubles title in Wimbledon. So she's has accomplished some things. She's a champion. She's not just somebody out here playing. She's a champion. So I'm glad that she stood up for herself and got some recognition for herself. And just was able to just put herself on the map and just let everybody know, like, I am here. I am a good player. She ended up losing, I believe the next round. She ended up getting beat. But I mean, tennis is a tough sport. And she's a doubles player. So, I mean, playing singles, that she just let you know she can do both. So she competed on all at the highest level. The US Open is a Grand Slam. So that was a big accomplishment for her. So just basically, man, like, and even after this had came out, Naomi Osaka and Coco, the other two prominent black female tennis players, they came out and, they supported Taylor Townsend. So I thought that was good too, man. It was a moment for us to be able to, just show support for somebody when we know that they was being wrong. So basically, man, I'm just go back to the book and all these three people that I just talked about and how they correlate with the $40 million slave. Just what I wanted to basically give you the origins of the $40 million slave, where William Rhoden said he got that phrase from. It came from Larry Johnson. Basically, Larry Johnson was going through a situation where, the media was getting on him and he was having a hard time with the media. So he had made a statement where he was just telling them that they was, I should have looked this up, man. But basically he had made a statement where he was saying that the players was just some slaves. That wasn't his exact quote. So please don't take me up on that. Look it up. I know you can find it. Larry Johnson had an interview where he was basically saying that the players were slaves. So, he was, I guess William Rhoden said he was at a game And at the Knicks game, he was at the Knicks game, and he was sitting there listening. And he said one of the guys, the guys in the crowd, Larry was having a bad game, and one of the fans basically yelled out to Larry, "You're nothing but a $40 million slave." So that's where he got the name for the book from. From I'm assuming a New York Knicks fan who was talking to Larry Johnson. So that's the basic premise of, like I said, man, some of the players, man, when they speak out and call themselves slaves, like, we get mad at them. When they actually show some kind of awareness of what's going on in their situation, we talk down on them. When Larry was talking about that, the players there, they had people come out and go against him and basically try to downgrade what he was talking about. So, man, we just got to support each other, man, and just understand what this situation is, man. And just understand that we all on the plantation, man. It ain't over, man. Slavery is not over. The jail system, that's slavery. That's real slavery, man. That's not jail. That's slavery. Like, we are in this whole system that they got us, whatever we doing, this is where they got it from. That's how their economy was built. They refined it over the years. We still living in this system, man. It ain't changed. All of us, even myself, like I said, we got houses, we living in houses, we owning houses, we got businesses. Those things happen. Those things was going on back in the 20s and the 1900s, the 1800s, the 1700s. That's what we don't understand. We think every black person was always a slave back in the 1700s and it was free black people back then. It was black people who were rich, who had money, but they was going through the same things that we going through now. They was being harassed. But they was surviving. They was doing whatever they had to do to survive, just like us. We have to go back, man. Please, man, just anything. Go back and just look at history. And please start reading, man. We need to read more. Because if we don't read and just understand what's happening, like, we can watch this TV, we can watch social media, we can watch YouTube, you can watch all these documentaries, man. But until you really read and get into what's really happening, you never going to understand. I used to watch documentaries. I used to watch all that stuff. I still do. I like documentaries. But it's crazy when I read. There's books that I've read that correlates with other documentaries. When I read the book, I'm like, man, like, it's so much more information in a book. It's so much more information in a book than any movie, any documentary, anything you can watch. A book has so much more information, man. We need to read. We need to read, man. As slaves, they didn't let us read. Why? So, I mean, now we always saying that, we rebellious or whatever. Like, if you want to be a rebel, man, you want to be a rebellious slave, start reading, man. We got to start reading, man, and getting some knowledge. Like, I'm telling you, man, reading is just like all these athletes. Reading gives you confidence, man. It gave me confidence. This is the reason why I'm up here talking about this. I read this book. I'm sitting up here, this whole podcast, I didn't talk about this book. And it gave me the confidence to talk about this whole subject, man. Like, I don't care what you talking about. I don't care. I believe in what I'm saying. I believe in what I'm talking about. Because I read that book and I know what it was saying. It hit me in a way that it's giving me confidence to even talk about this subject. So that's just that's how I'm gonna leave everybody with. Please, man, reading is more important than watching television. That's a phrase from Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. That's another great person. Go get her book, The ISIS Papers. Another great book. This is RDB21. We down here at State House Studio. I just want to thank them, man. I appreciate everything they do for giving me this platform and letting me talk my talk, say what I got to say. I appreciate everybody listening. Keep tuning in. I'm going to keep trying to come and keep bringing some content that's worthwhile. I hope that I didn't waste your time. I hope that what I said was somewhat constructive. Like I said, I want to thank these boys down here, David. I don't call them boys, man. These great black men, David and Oz down here helping me out, and Rizzo, he ain't here today. Anybody, man, with podcasts, need some videos, pictures taken, businesses, whatever. Check out Dreamcatchers Stay House Studio, downtown Columbus. This is the best studio in the world. I love coming down here, man. They didn't give me a voice. So I appreciate them, man. I'll see you when I get there. One.